Hey there everybody. Wanted to do another one of these videos, a little more in depth on this model. I know a lot of people had some great suggestions for things I could talk about. Had a lot of great ideas, so thank you for that. So I pretty much had this one for a really long time actually. Started out as just a regular model truck that I had built, but I decided I wanted to make it part of the post-apocalyptic fleet. Or series, I guess. And pretty much it starts with stripping the vehicle down to just a cab and a frame and sketching out ideas and just lining up different pieces from other kits that I've had. Just one little piece at a time, I guess. Most of this, like on the bumpers, around the grill, it's all just plastic styrene sheets. And strips, they come in all kinds of great sizes and shapes, angle iron, tubing, rectangles, square, hollow. And I use that stuff for pretty much everything, and it's actually pretty cheap. And I made sure I had the spare tires up here, able to be removed. Still able to flip up and down. I always like when I could make it so the model still has functionality. Just a plain diesel engine. Could run on, you know, diesel or even like cooking oil, wood gas, things like that. I know this one doesn't really have much of a backstory because I had just started gluing pieces together. Got another spare down here. Tried to make it look like there was a door right here. You know, maybe I could do like a staircase someday, or that's another thing with these things is I'm always changing them, modifying them, redoing things. And when there's a lot of kit bashing going on, like this panel right here is the bed floor to a pickup truck, and that's actually the tailgate. And here's a cap cover for a different pickup truck. A lot of this is pretty much just making it up as I go. A lot of these don't really have a real plan. Or at least this one didn't. And then back here I got like a small crane with a winch. You could pick up heavy things and pull them into these two doors. It'd swing out left and right. Then some sort of air intake. Exhaust on the back. Maybe you have a generator in there, or an auxiliary engine or something. Small tank down there. Could be a fuel tank or just have supplies in it. Mud flaps actually are fender covers from a garage accessory kit, along with the toolbox. And then there's the bear on this side. That's actually from a postcard that I had bought when I was in Alaska, 2008. I figured it'd be pretty easy to paint just because there wasn't all that much blending of the colors. It was all just, you know, lines of this shade of brown, then lines of the next shade of brown, and, you know, but the postcard was pretty much only the head, so I had to make up the body as I went, and little by little I think it came out pretty good. I think it may have faded a little, because this thing used to sit outside with all my models in a garden that kind of started out as like a model train garden, but I'd quickly realized that it wasn't the trains I liked, it was the cars and trucks that were around it, so it was dedicated to that pretty much. Oh yeah, another thing, got the rumble seat up on top. And these lights, they're actually just the ends of pens. They don't know if I have any more of them left. But yeah, I figured they had a real cool look, and I didn't have anything at the time. Put small plastic headlight lenses in there. It's a little tricky gluing metal to plastic, but as long as you adhesion sand it with sandpaper, you can pretty much stick anything to anything. And the exhausts, bend those out. Looking back, I'd probably do something a little more unique, which I did in later models actually, and you'll see those soon enough. And then up here, got a kind of like a small area where people can walk around up here. Got the battery for the winch back there. And then a staircase that goes down. I imagine this vehicle wouldn't be really a war rig kind of, offensive vehicle. This would be more of a defensive, kind of like a repair vehicle, I'd imagine, that goes around, or part of a convoy or a fleet, loaded down with tools, spare parts, equipment, extra fuel, things like that. But I tried to make it look lived in, so I got the worn out paint going around where they would walk, which rusted. The staircase is just a ladder with some handrails. There's not really anything down there. Someday it'd be cool if I could make opening sides and have all kinds of equipment or lighting in there. Yeah, just little things to think about. Now my mind's going, and I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I could do this. Yeah, but these trucks are just a lot of fun to do because you don't see all that many of them. I know this kit was probably around $30, and all the plastic styrene, probably another 20. Paint, probably another 10, 15. Yeah, I know, and this is actually why I painted the bear on the side. Because these bars kind of reminded me of, I think right when I built this, the show Gold Rush had come out, and they were talking about the grizzly bars on the mining equipment, which you use for sorting out big rocks when you dump dirt through them. And I kind of figured, what a badass name, the Grizzly. So I went with that. And honestly, I think it came out pretty good. But you can see, this is definitely, I said it before, but I'll say it again. It's one of the first trucks I've done. And you can see it's kind of crude, the way the armor plating is just glued right onto the outside of the window. I tried doing giving it more dimension on the later ones. Don't even know what that sun visor is supposed to be blocking. Yeah, small air cleaner over here. Yeah, most of the truck is pretty much stock, actually. Yeah, so that's why I imagine it probably wouldn't be all the, the best thing to plow into roadblocks and, smash your way through checkpoints and all that. But I do have a model that would be good for that, which is a later one. You've already seen this if you've seen the first video. But it's that big gray truck. It's a lot more intricate. Big words today. So yeah, all the same stuff pretty much. Plastic styrene, just got a lot more intricate. This front I-beam was originally going to be a bumper for a 1/18 scale 57 Chevy Bel Air that I was building. But someone on the internet wanted to buy that, so I scrapped that idea and made a few bucks. Then I had this large bumper, and I figured, it'd be perfect for a truck. Got the, literally it's just the framing out, you get one cool shape like this, and then you can just build the entire vehicle around it, which is what I end up doing. And you can see the steel mesh, or the expanded metal. Got some headlights in there. This is definitely more of a war rig, more battered, beaten, dented, scraped up. Got a large gun mounted in there for the co-driver. 2 large 50 cals, though I think they're 1/35th scale, so they're probably more like 30 cals. Got the horns, got a small dent on the one. Got one of the roof lights is missing. One of the roof lights is only missing the lens. The paintwork is just, I I pretty much paint the whole thing matte gray with spray paint, and then I just start painting usually rust or silver are the only two colors I really use. And then I'll brush in some extra black in there to give a little more depth. Make it look a little scraped up. Yeah, sorry about my hands. Been doing some painting outside on my truck. But yeah, this one doesn't open up or anything. But yeah, this one definitely, where the windows are basically the same. Yeah, it just seems to be a cleaner, neater look. I had the idea of painting them silver, to look like bare steel, as if you were trying to look in through the window with the scope of a rifle, maybe there'd be sun glare. So there is kind of an idea behind it, besides just looking cool, I guess, or not having paint. Another big dent on the side here, protecting the battery box. Channel beams all smashed in. Got the exhaust. I know a lot of people have been commenting on the exhaust. All little dents. I think it came out really good. And just the way it comes up over the truck. Yeah, I'm trying to look at the camera, realizing it's all over the place. Sorry about that. Yeah, I guess the base of this truck, or the idea, was it wasn't so much completely from scratch, that whoever drove this thing or had it got it as a like a riot control vehicle or some sort of military surplus vehicle. So I tried to make it look like it was a bit more, a bit more thought out. All the, the shapes, especially back here, you can really see it. With the triangles and the angles all matching, looking clean, similar materials. This nice groove up here that goes with the front of the cab. And then, imagine these would be two large swinging doors. Large dent in there as if someone tried ramming in there with something. Another small gun sticking out of the port. Have another one on this side. Probably have a gun coming out of there. Taillights. Yeah, I know, like, you wouldn't think to have those in the apocalypse, but if they were there, why get rid of them, I guess. And then, these things. Tried to make it look like there are small toolboxes in there. Little hinges on them. Yeah, and then this big character on this side. Not really sure where he came from. Pretty much just a... yeah, not really sure, can't even think. Kind of a character for my post-apocalyptic world, I guess. More of like just a silhouette of like some demon. Just something to be a little intimidating, I'd imagine in the apocalypse, when you're not doing all the typical Mad Max Road Warrior chases and all that, you're probably just sitting around bored, especially if you do have a large vehicle like this. I'd imagine you'd come from a colony where maybe you do have a good supply of food and water, and you can concentrate on other things. War paint for your vehicle, or just trying to take some pride in it, personalize it. I always like adding little touches like that, or little stickers on the sides, or little decals. Yeah, just trying to think of a few more things I could mention. Oh yeah, I guess I'll show the bottom. Always try to bring the weathering down here as well. Bottom of the engine. The engine's painted yellow, but I painted a bunch of gloss black on there to look like diesel oil dripping down. lots of little scrapes and dents and lots of rust and dirt. Yeah, well, I think that'll do it for this one. Until I remember I forgot something, I do that all the time, I guess. Well, I think that'll do it for today. Well, tell me what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And maybe any suggestions for my next video if you've seen any of my pictures on the internet. I'll put a link in the comment, or whatever they're called. Getting all tongue-tied now. Okay, that'll do it for this one. See you guys around.